PSF is an international company operating worldwide. It's recently started a new project which will introduce a single standardized software package across its organization, replacing the different softwares used by countries at the moment. Rachel is the project leader, with Lucas and Gabriella in her team, supported by Eric, who's an external consultant. Meeting people for the first time is a very important moment, and it needs to go well. First meetings are the starting point of relationships, and business is based upon relationships. Of course, we need technical skills at work, but we also need to understand and appreciate each other as people, so we can work effectively together to reach our targets. The challenge is that people, because of their culture and sometimes their personality too, think about relationships at work very differently. What's polite in one context can easily become impolite in another. So people can come to these first meetings with very different expectations, even about what's polite. For example, it may be polite in some cultures to ask lots of personal getting to know questions like, where do you live? How long have you worked here? And so on. In other cultures, this is too personal, too fast, it's too noisy. Silence in some cultures is actually the way to be polite. So you see, building relationships can be quite difficult at times, and first meetings don't always go as well as we would like. Lucas is the most recent member to join the project team. He's come to headquarters directly from the airport and is going to meet the rest of the team for the first time. Let's take a look at his first meeting with Rachel and see how it goes.
Lucas? Welcome. I'm Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Nice to finally meet you. Good to be here after 12 hours of traveling.
Oh, was there a problem?
No, just saying it's good to be here.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Nice building you have here. Very modern and bright.
Yeah, it's okay. Shall we go upstairs? The others are waiting.
Oh, the others are here?
Yes. You can manage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Interesting, yes? But before we talk about what happened, I want to ask you a key question. What did you think as you watched Lucas and Rachel? Let's think about your thinking for a second. When you watched, did you see Rachel as a little rude, possibly? Lucas maybe as nervous, disorganized, or unprepared in some way? The key thing is, did you make a judgment about these people? And did you make a negative judgment? Did you criticize rather than focus on the positives which these people have? Strangely, most people focus on the negative when they see others who don't do things in the way they would. But this negative judging, which happens all the time, it's very human, is a real risk. It really slows down the process of relationship building. And I think a better way is to think positively, to look very early and very closely when we meet new people for the attitudes, the qualities and skills which others have, to find ways in which we can work effectively together. So, let's try an experiment in positive thinking. Watch the first meeting between Lucas and Rachel again and practice this kind of more focused and more positive thinking. Note down as many positives in the behavior of each person as you can, things that could be good for the team, for example. And let's see what you see this time.
Lucas? Welcome. I'm Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Nice to finally meet you. Good to be here after 12 hours of traveling.
Oh, was there a problem?
No, just saying it's good to be here.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Nice building you have here. Very modern and bright.
Yeah, it's okay. Shall we go upstairs? The others are waiting.
Oh, the others are here.
Yes. You can manage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, what did you see this time? Well, with Lucas on the positive side, it looks like he's arrived on time for the meeting. This possibly means he's well organised, is sensitive to schedules and deadlines. He makes a real effort when Rachel arrives to get the conversation going, to come across as friendly and polite. Lots of smiles and humour about travel problems, positive comments about the building. He's giving time for small talk. Maybe he's a people person and understands that relationships are important in business. For Rachel, well, she probably sees herself as polite too. She says welcome. She asks a question about the journey if there was a problem, even checks that Lucas can manage with his luggage. Not many smiles, okay, but that's just her personality perhaps. I know she's on her phone, but it could be something really important. We don't know. Maybe it's a customer, and she's very customer-oriented. That could be a good sign, not a bad sign. And she seems pretty focused. She wants to get on with things. But is she also people-focused? She's worried that the rest of the team is waiting upstairs. That's why she wants to get moving. People-focused and task-focused, that's an interesting blend. And I'm sure you found other things. The point is, there are a lot of positives we can find with both Lucas and Rachel if we look for them. And we should look for them. Let's now see how the meeting with the rest of the team goes. Lucas is finishing off a short presentation. He's had time to reflect on this first meeting with Rachel, and he now tries to adapt, to be flexible, and use a communication style which fits more to her expectations.
So that summarizes where we are with things. And we are looking forward to the introduction of this package. Anyone got any questions?
You've forgotten the software you currently use.
Yes, you're right. I did. Yes. So, in our region, we are using this Ortex software. And as I said, this is one of the 4 different software systems which we will be replacing across our various regions by the end of this project. And maybe to close, I'd like to say that from my side, that I firmly believe that this project is very important and that it will help us to operate even more efficiently as an international business. Okay? Now, as time is running short, I'll stop here, but I will email you those reports you asked for so that you will have them for our discussions tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you, Lucas. Very good. Right, it's 6:20. I think we're done.
Before we finish, a surprise. I've booked a special restaurant for tonight for 8 o'clock to start off our team life in a good way and to get to know each other. It's going to be a tough few months ahead of us. So what I'm proposing is that we meet at 7:30 in the hotel bar and we'll all get a taxi together for the meal at 8. Okay?
Excellent.
Nice.
Things went well there, I think. Everyone was happy with the presentation in the end, and the idea of an evening dinner got everyone smiling. So it looks like a relatively successful day after all. Let's see what Lucas thinks about his first meeting, his first day with the team.
It's been a long day, to be honest. Bit of a strange start, waiting in reception like that for 20 minutes. And it wasn't exactly the warmest of welcomes to the project. I thought Rachel was a bit rude, to be honest. Mind you, she told me later that her son had been ill, so it's not surprising that she was a bit stressed. Anyway, I think the presentation later went well. I decided to keep things more focused and a bit shorter than I usually would, and I think that's what Rachel wanted. And then we had a really nice evening. Turned out that Rachel had planned the team side of things really well. She obviously takes the people side of things really seriously, which is good to see, because my feeling is that we need to be a real team doing this project. So, all in all, I'm happy. But let's see what happens. It's still early days.
So, some important comments from Lucas. What's interesting for me is that he first found Rachel rude, but then, with a bit more information, Rachel's son had been ill. He was more understanding and could see how to approach her more sympathetically. He found out that, after all, she's quite people-focused. She had thought of a team-building dinner, so he learned that he was wrong to judge so quickly, and that's an important learning point. Lucas is also interesting in that in the later meeting, he consciously tries to be flexible. He tells us that he tries to be more focused, to keep things shorter than he usually would, because this is what he thinks Rachel wants. He also handles the rather direct comment from Rachel effectively. He stays calm. He has forgotten the software, so summarizes again. This flexibility to change behaviors so that things will work with others can be a real success factor when working across cultures. So, awareness, tolerance, and flexibility. Probably these are the most fundamental intercultural competencies. The question is, how far do you have them?